Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to XDefiant. Season 1 is now here. In this video, we're going to be going over the patch notes as well as today's new update, which is trying to address some of the issues that popped up when Season 1 went live. Unfortunately, when it comes to these big updates, oftentimes a lot of bugs end up happening. That's exactly what happened with XDefiant Season 1. A lot of faction abilities simply were just being grayed out. You would use them once or twice, then they would be grayed out, and there was no real way to fix it. Previously, during the preseason, if that bug occurred, which was very rare, you could switch factions, which sucked because you end up losing your progress towards your ultimate, but then if you swap back to your original faction, you could get your abilities back and be able to use them. Well, with Season 1's update, a lot of people were not able to do that. The bug was persisting a lot more, and then a new patch went through today, which may fix it, it may not. It's something that they're currently working on. So if you're somebody, for example, who's spamming the intel suit on Echelon, first off, shame on you, stop using that, it's frustrating, but also, it may be fixed, it may not be right now. They're working on it, they're trying to get that fixed as soon as humanly possible. We also had a really weird bug with the GSK faction where you would throw down your trophy system, known as the ADS here in this game, and it would give you this really annoying buzzing and ringing in your ear while it was active, and then even when it went away, until you threw out your next one, you'd have this annoying buzzing in your ear. Well, I tested that today, that was fixed, so hopefully all the faction problems have been fixed with today's patch, but we're gonna have to wait and see how that plays out. On top of that, you poor PS5 players, my goodness. So apparently, with the Season 1 update, PS5 players have been struggling, and what's happening is, even if you're playing in 60 Hz mode or 120 Hz mode, does not matter, you're getting massive frame drop issues, which has not yet been addressed, but Mark Rubin has been communicating on social media that this is their top priority and an emergency patch is coming out, but the holiday week is making that a bit more complicated. Here in the United States, tomorrow is the 4th of July, and as a result, getting that patch out is frustrating, it's difficult, it's time consuming, and they're doing their best, but also there's the holiday happening, so hopefully they get that update out today so that fans don't have to wait another day with really bad frame dips and frame drops. When it comes to Season 1, a number of things were changed. I want to cover that here in this video today as well. It's weird, right? So the game's been out over 6 weeks and we've yet to see any real weapon balance changes of any kind, but they did rebalance how some of the factions work, so let's go ahead and take a look at that. When it comes to the Echelon, the intel suit cooldown has been increased from 30 seconds up to 40 seconds, making it so it's not nearly as spammable, but with the fact that there's no limit on the number of people that can run one faction or even one ability within the game, it's still very much easy for people just to spam intel suits the entire match if everybody on their team's doing it. Last night I was playing Team Deathmatch and there was 4 people all running intel suits, and it doesn't matter how many EMPs you chuck, it's so frustrating to be revealed constantly, but they did nerf the intel suit a little bit by giving it a 10-second longer cooldown. Next up here we have the Phantoms. So their mag barrier has been increased, similar to the Echelon intel suit, from 30 seconds up to 40 seconds, and they also reduced its hit points from 500 down to 400. I saw a lot of people complaining how they think that the Phantoms are OP. For me, the Echelon and the stupid Spider-Bot, those are the OP things. The Phantoms are just good for playing the objective, you know. When it comes to getting rid of the Echelon intel suit or even the Spider-Bot, EMPs are not that good because you have to know exactly where that player is. Like, the Spider-Bot knows where you are, it's coming for you, it can climb over walls, it can duck underneath things, it moves really quickly, you know. And people with the Echelon intel suit, the thing about that is they'll pop it and you have an idea of where they're at, but they can literally see you moving through walls. They actually have wall hacks and all you have is a ping notifier giving you a little bit of an audio cue. You know, EMPs are pretty hard to counter those particular things, whereas the Phantom's mag barrier, you know where it's at, it's there on the ground, it makes a sound, it's big and it's visible and it's red and you just chuck an EMP at it, it's easy to get rid of, but for some reason, they still ended up nerfing the mag barrier by giving it a longer cooldown and also reducing the amount of HP that it has. And then the Phantom's ult was also adjusted, it can now take damage from EMP grenades, which is not going to kill it by any stretch of the imagination, it's not going to disable it, but an EMP grenade that hits a Phantom using their ultimate is going to make the ultimate take a bunch of damage, and apparently 6 total EMPs can put the entire ult out of commission, so chucking an EMP at a Phantom player and then shooting their shield is a pretty solid strategy for getting rid of their ultimate faster. Next up here we have the Deadstalk. They took their hijack ability, which really didn't see a whole lot of use at all during the preseason, and decreased its cooldown from 28 seconds to 20 seconds in an effort to make the ability a bit better. I would say overall Deadstalk's hijack got a bit of a buff solely for the fact that it has a faster cooldown now, but also with the GSK in the game, you can hack their ADS trophy systems, and I'm not entirely sure, but I think you can also hack their shock wire as well. So overall, Deadstalk's hijack is a little bit better of an ability. The Spider-Bot had its cooldown nerfed. It had a 25-second cooldown previously. Now it's up to 40 seconds, which is nice because Spider-Bots are frustrating, but they also adjusted how Spybots work within the game, but a number of bugs are arising as a result of that. So now they're trying to make it so the Spybot always ends up hitting your face. But today it was revealed via social media that the ability to look down at the ground and shoot at your feet to get rid of the Spybot off of your face was a bug that they did not intend to be in the game. So they got rid of it yesterday with the update, and that was frustrating for a lot of players because now, even though Spybots have a longer cooldown, they still jump up on your face and there's really nothing you can do about it besides curse Mark Rubin's name. Well, then it was revealed today that initially it's supposed to work like this. When the Spybot's coming at you, you're supposed to be able to melee it off of your face, but that's not working properly, and it's still not working properly, and they got rid of the ability for us to look at our feet and shoot the Spybot off of our faces. Well, today they pushed through another update which brought back the bug, which allows us to look at the ground and shoot the Spybot off of our faces, although it doesn't always seem to work, as you can see from this gameplay clip right here. Ultimately, the Spybot, since the inception of XDefiant, has been a buggy arachnid, and you know what? Remove it from the game. Personally, like, if I had to pick one thing, right, to get rid of, like, the intel suit's pretty freaking up there, but what purpose does a Spybot really have besides just annoying everybody? You know, the Phantoms, they're putting down shields to block, you know, projectiles and block bullets and stuff like that for their team as well as themselves, and they're trying to use that to hold objectives. The GSK are able to put down area denial tools and be able to put down trophy systems. The Libertads are able to heal themselves and their teammates. Like, all these things are about, like, a team-focused shooter, you know? Even the hijack ability for the Deadstalk is pretty good. But then you have the stupid Spybot, which just runs around. It's buggy as all hell. You shoot at it. Most of the time, you don't even get hit markers on it. It jumps on your face. You're stunned. You're immobilized. There's really no good counter to it. Like, it's just like this random, goofy, wonky ability that was put into the game solely for the purpose of annoying people, I suppose. Like, well, why is that there, man? Why is it there? I don't get it personally. It's still buggy, and apparently they're working on it. On top of that, they decreased the cooldown of the Libertad's Biovita boost from 25 seconds to 20 seconds to try to make it a bit more viable, but ultimately El Remedio is a lot better in a lot of scenarios where you throw it down on the ground, it heals you, it heals your teammates, you have to stay stationary, but it's a lot better than the Biovita boost, but they're still trying to balance out that Biovita boost a little bit by giving it a shorter cooldown. Next up, in terms of sniper rifles, they readjusted how flinch works yet again. Instead of making it random as to whether or not you're going to flinch upwards or downwards, they made it so you always flinch up rather than randomly down, and they also increased the amount of camera left or right kick by 3 times, trying to make it so snipers actually do have a bit more flinch while they're being shot at, because the initial update where they initially tried to nerf the sniper flinch really didn't end up doing a whole lot of things. On top of that, they gave a new and improved visual for the flash grenade. I don't have footage of that because I'm yet to be flashbanged. Previously, apparently it was a bit too intense, and they tried to make it not nearly as intense when you're getting flashbanged, and then they changed up a couple of other things, right? So at the end of your matches, when you see your gun level up, it has this screen right here, which looks freaking fantastic. They tuned how match XP works. So previously, MVP and Victory gave you 2000 XP, and then you got another 2000 XP for completing the game. Well, with yesterday's update, they changed it so MVP and Victory bonuses went from 2000 down to 1000, but completion of a match doubled from 2000 up to 4000 to encourage people to actually stick it out. So when you initially look at that, it may seem like you get punished for winning or being the MVP, but overall, if you win and you're the MVP, you still get the same amount of XP that you did before, but now people that maybe lost or did not get MVP, they get a bit of a boost for having stuck it out and played the entire match, which overall I think that's a good thing. They lowered the XP threshold for each battle pass tier to give the battle pass progression a bit more speed, I suppose, and also they added a headshot icon to the kill feed. They put in the patch notes that they did that as an answer to a community ask, and they also said that it feels good to rub it in when you get a headshot. But for me personally, as we're still waiting for kill cams, and we do know that there are cheaters within XDefiant, they're pretty few and far between, but they do exist. Well, having that headshot icon in the kill feed is good, because the one hacker I ran into seemingly was only beaming headshots the entire match. Well, now with the kill feed having a headshot notifier, you know, if somebody's getting only headshots throughout the entire match, it's going to be more noticeable. You can record it, you can submit it, you can get that player looked at by the dev team and potentially banned, which is a pretty good thing. It's a nice way to counter cheaters by knowing whether or not they got headshots. Ladies and gentlemen, there you guys have it. There are all the patch notes for Season 1, as well as a bit of an update to the things that were changed today with the emergency patch, and more emergency patches are coming out over the course of the coming days, so stay tuned. I'll keep you guys posted as more updates come out and as more information becomes available, but for right now, that's it for this video here today. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave your thoughts and feedback down there in the comments. Thank you all so much for listening, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.